Hey everyone, this is Sal here at Gold Spot Pens, and we are back at the New York Stationery Show. This time it is the August edition, which I believe is the first time they've done an August show. They usually do this in May. And we are back with our favorite friends at Retro 1951. And today we have a special surprise. Richard Kohler is here, who, if anyone doesn't know, is the main designer for all of these beautiful pens that we see. Jennifer's here, of course. And we have a bunch of brand new stuff to talk about. Some of it is available already and some is coming very soon. So we'll take it from here. Richard, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
So,
thank you.
I wanted to ask a couple of questions about design and your role in it. And what you do, and how's your day usually? How's your day go?
Oh, my day is always filled with a new adventure, but I've been with Retro for 20 years now.
Cool.
And like I said, each day is a new day, and I think I just started doing more packaging and the catalogs. That was my main role starting out, and then as the years have gone by with the poppers, there's been more demand on adding graphics to the pen, and it kind of just has expanded.
Right.
Just new designs, new opportunities from the pen to the packaging.
Tell us about how that whole trend started, because there always used to be Retro 1951 Tornado in the satin colors and then the opaque lacquers. But then tell us about popper. How did that come about, and what are poppers?
Popper is, the owner, George, came up with that term. It's like for them to be pop in and pop out. So it's our way of saying that they're limited editions.
Okay.
And he was like, let's come up with a collection and let's just do a limited thing with like spring designs. So we put together some pens and they just sold out, and we were like, oh, this is great,
And people realize that because as soon as they come out, they're usually in and out. So if you have your eye on something, you better be prepared, and you better know what's coming down the vines and be ready for it, which we noticed, yes. We have some exclusive poppers now, which are only available from certain people, sometimes from us, sometimes from other vendors. How do you usually come about with the designs for those poppers? Do people suggest them, or do you come up?
Yes, usually a store will come with their own idea, saying, hey, we like this idea, and here's some graphics we're thinking of to put on the pen, such as you guys.
We did the skyline.
New York skyline that just blew up and took off. That was awesome. Barney's, of course, has done
They've done a few,
And so they bring their ideas, and then we'll put the designs together and send them, and do a couple tweaks, go back and forth, and then we'll send it out for production or sampling. Yeah. Our factory does an amazing job, just how they put these things together and just how tight the registrations are on the printed pieces that they can capture. I mean, as you know, the Skyline series, there's so much intricate
so much detail,
and it just comes together like a puzzle piece, and it's very fine.
That being said, I will move on to asking you about a couple of new products, actually more than a couple. Looks like about 16 new pens we have.
Yes, we've been busy.
So this is Sir Isaac. So it's got the drawings for the different Isaac law of gravity, and then it shows him on the top. And it's kind of got that vintage background paper look to it with the pencil drawings sketched on there.
How about the finish? What type of finish is this?
That's the antique matte finish.
Yeah, with the antique accents. And the pencils come with extra lead and erasers, so it's always good if you need to make.
A cool thing with the retro. They hide them right in here.
That's the Corsair. So as you know, the P51 has been in our rollerball and fountain pen.
Yes, that's
and that has done so well, as well as the Flying Tigers, that we have people always asking and requesting another plain design, and the Corsair was one of the ones that they've been requesting. And so we came out with this design. It's got the acid etched rivets, just like all the other ones. 43 is significant for the year that this certain plane came out with this insignia. So we try to stay as historically accurate as we can.
Oh yes, we have a new nib to talk about.
Yeah, and you will see the Retro 51 logo on the newer designs that are coming out. That's
this is the
rolling
new nib?
change. With the Yogo nib. And then the contoured grip section. It was the changes that were made in February, kind of like to redesign the fountain pen based on feedback we were getting from customers. That's Patriot.
Patriot.
So this is a new vintage metalsmith.
Very cool. And these are all from the beginning, from pre 1776.
Yes, yeah. Some of them from the Revolutionary War, and of course all the way down to Old Glory, the current one. So it's kind of just more the blue, white, and red color scheme.
Very cool.
Betsy Ross is on there.
I love that. The
And
rivets.
Yes.
So amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, usually they're the lower rivets just so we can print, but this one we wanted to have the raised rivets for that texture.
And then it has Rosie on the top disc.
So I see that you've really been into the aeronautic themes lately.
Yes, I mean just the graphics on the plane just lend themselves so easily to the design, and people see it and they're like, "Oh, that's awesome!" You know, they collect model planes and they're like, "I gotta have that."
Cool. Tell us about these three here.
So that's the tread collection. So these are all acid etched with the same pattern. It's got an optical illusion, called a chain kind of pattern. This one is in a black nickel finish. And then we did the red, or the red, orange, and yellow. And they also have the black nickel as well. So kind of a different, little color. Kind of almost got a knife kind of feel to it. Everyday carry.
This reminds me of the honeybee. I see an elephant on this one.
Yeah, so that's the new ERP Elephant Rhino. So a portion of the proceeds for that go to the ERP to save the elephants and rhinos. And this is a printed design, whereas the first edition was an acid etched design. This is it's got all the different, colors on the body of the pen.
Right.
So it's just a little bit of a newer version. And then we've updated the bamboo. If you'll notice on the back, it now has a gopher tortoise engraved into the wood. And so that's still a portion of the proceeds still go to the Arbor Day Foundation for that, but they are now using the donations to help with the habitat for the gopher tortoises.
And it perfectly matches your pen case.
Yes, it's the same wood color. And then, of course, Series 3 of the Dog and Cat Rescue. So we redesigned the barrel on those. And it still goes towards Operation Kindness. A donation is made with each pen sold.
I like the design on these.
And yeah, it's a little bit, it's different.
It's modern.
It's very modern.
Cool, yes. And it's whimsical. I like that. Very cool.
We've had a lot of requests for a new Big Shot series, or new design in the Big Shot series. So this one is the Sherman. It's designed after the Sherman M4 tank that was used in World War II, and it's printed and acid etched, so you can see the detail along the barrel, and then it has the printing on the side.
My brother-in-law is big into the Sherman tanks and all of the World War II artillery stuff, so I know he would love this.
Right.
It is definitely unique with the half etching. I've never seen that before.
A lot of people prefer the thicker, heavier pen.
You know what I find about the acid etch design is it just naturally adds a grip to your hand.
Yeah.
So for that reason, people that like gripped pens would generally prefer that anyway.
Right, exactly.
But
we also have a new series, the Sports Edition. So the football, it has the pebbled, acid etched, raised design with the stitching, and then the football on top. And then Slider is the baseball. It has the red stitching, raised stitching. And it's kind of got like that vintage baseball.
Yeah, we kind of printed it with a couple colors and brushed it, so it wouldn't be a stark white.
Very cool. So it actually looks like a ball.
Yes, very subtle.
And then basketball as well. Has the acid etched texture to it with the black accents. We've had so many requests for like a sports series, and so that's kind of why we decided to come out with this in the line, because so many people wanted it in the standard size Tornado as well.
So we have a new display for the Smithsonian's.
Yeah, this is the launch pad. We work with Mike Dudek, and he helped design this display. So it's based after the launch pad in Cape Canaveral, Florida, I believe. And you can put your Space Race series or any of your old rocket designs. Actually, any pen will work in this, any Tornado. And this is the first Smithsonian, one of the first new Smithsonians. It's got 4 stamps. One is the Benjamin Franklin, which was one of the first U.S. stamps, and he's actually on the most U.S. stamps. And then there's Booker T. Washington. The Black Harding stamp is one of the fastest produced stamps by the Mint, as well as it brought on stamp collecting. And then the last one is the Inverted Jenny, which there's only 100 of these where they accidentally inverted the plane flying upside down, so they're highly collectible.
And not only is your stamp collectible, now your pen will be collectible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it comes with a little insert that tells the story of these stamps.
So
This is the painting by Gene Davis called Hot Beats. It's painted in the 60s. It's in the Smithsonian Art Museum in DC, and it's a really large painting. And so we took all the stripes and put them, they're horizontally, but it's very similar to the painting.
Cool.
So it's very colorful, as you can see. And Jen, I'll let you talk about.
Oh, and then we have the Discovery Shuttle. So it's for the Air and Space Museum.
We have a coming soon item, which we haven't talked about yet, which is the Cioppino fountain pen. You want to tell us a little bit about this one?
Yeah, so
We have the roller here, right?
Here's the
we
roller.
currently have the rollerball version in the line, and we had a lot of requests for the fountain pen as well. So it should be coming in October, but it has the real shells along the body, just like the rollerball with the rose gold accents, and then it'll feature the contoured grip and Yogo nib.
Thanks very much, Richard.
Yes, it's nice meeting you, Sal.
You too, finally. And thank you, Jennifer. Good to see you, and hope to see you again soon. And we'll talk more about stuff that's coming down the line in the next few weeks, some of which is a surprise.
Yes.
And that's a wrap from the National Stationery Show here in New York City. We'll see you back at the office.